Let's talk about stress again, because it's such a big thing for us and we are continually being asked to react. There's a lot of bad news at the moment, and that way that media creates fear, uncertainty and doubt for us and keeps us on a kind of reactive toes, so that we are rarely able to be in a proactive space where we breathe, think about what we want to do in life, and have a kind of measured response. There's a lot of reaction going on at the moment. And so with that in mind, we need to look after our adrenal glands that are all about supporting us in times of stress, and we just don't want them to be continually switched on. So could we use something from the flower essence space? Absolutely. So I've already talked about calm and clear essence. That is one of the ones in the Australian bushflower essence range. But that's a good baseline one to take a couple of times a day, or to add to your water when you know that you've got a busy work schedule. If you're genuinely going through panic attacks, or you find yourself, with a grief or an emergency situation that you've got to deal with, emergency essence is great. And that is more for that real high need to deal with something in hand. So this is a spray version, so we just use it as an aura spray. You can also get it as drops, and again, keep oneself steady, add 7 drops to a glass of water, or maybe take it twice a day, 7 drops in the morning, 7 drops in the evening. That would be great for getting through difficult times. So it's something that I've often given to people who have suddenly, like I said, got a grief, got the whole kind of like dealing with a funeral, to cope with, etc. That it's an amazing remedy. So these kind of things are keeping us steady through times of adversity. This is a great one which I talk about a lot in my membership group, Electro Essence. So this is really good if you're somebody who knows that Wi-Fi leaves you a bit tired and wired, or you've been working in the editing suite or the recording studio. I have a friend who does auto cue, very high pressure job. Electro Essence would be great. So again, you could add it to your water while you're at work, while you're in that situation, or you could take it a couple of times a day when you know that you're in that kind of busy, stressful period. Also a really great one for travel. So they do have a travel essence in the range, but a lot of people prefer the Electro Essence because there's that much more radiation that we're exposed to. So that's really what you're thinking of with Electro Essence, is electromagnetic radiation. I created a few aura sprays of my own, and this one is Sacred Space Divine Protection Aura Spray, and it for me goes beyond the Electro Essence, because we are not only exposed to all that Wi-Fi, electro, other people's energy fields, other people's immunity. That's the big one. So what I've popped into this one is, yeah, great. It's got some frankincense in it, so it smells great. But this one is about, creating a protected space when you're traveling, when you're in busy places, because I was finding that my weekly immune support wasn't quite cutting it. So I thought I need to create a spray, just like a little veil to have around me when I'm traveling through busy spaces. So another one I get really good feedback on is the first aura spray that I made. It's called All Woman Rose. And this one is based on a rose flower essence that I created. And it also has rose otto in it, which smells absolutely delicious. But what I get from this one is I get people saying things like they use it at the end of a working day to clear, the negative energy of the working day before a restful evening. I get women saying they love this one to help with sleep, to keep, in your bag to calm down when you're faced with stressful situations. So slightly different. I wouldn't necessarily be using this one when I'm travel and I'm looking for protection from, when you're in an aeroplane, just all those bugs and germs. We are so much more susceptible post-COVID than we used to be, and there's so much more out there, frankly, that I think people need a bit of protection from. This one is much more feminine in a way. It's also the rose flower essence I found is really great for healing conflict in groups of women. So yeah, it's a great remedy for sisterhood. It also just smells fantastic. That rose otto in it is amazing. So it's the flower essence, which has all those healing properties. The rose essential oil, which definitely has healing properties. Absolutely gorgeous to be in that space of it. But the flower essences go that bit deeper. So for me, there's that bit deeper healing with the flower essences. And then lastly, this Christmas, December, I felt people really needed a lift, because we've been in this place, this kind of like tunnel of stress for so long that people are really beginning to flag and fall into exhaustion. So, you know, too much cortisol creates blurred vision, creates brain fog. It creates that sense that you do not feel refreshed at all from your sleep. There's a whole host of symptoms which are really quite worrying, and point towards situations like, you know, adult onset diabetes, etc., that we want to avoid. So the boost me up, I've called it, has got all the, it's great for the winter because it's got all the lovely oils in that we associate with the orange tree. So it's got neroli, it's got petitgrain, and it's got some mandarin in it. So its scent is from the sunshine, basically. So that's why it's good in the winter months. But it's also got flower essences in it for that sense of keeping going, for having to push through in the face of adversity. So I'm just going to dispel the rose and... oh, delicious. If you've ever smelled orange blossom, it's such a treat. The first time I was in Italy and I smelled orange blossom on the tree, I was in absolute heaven. So it calls us back to the sunshine, which of course there's been a lack of. I mean, we really haven't had that much sunshine in the UK at all. And apparently Ireland's been even worse. So we can use essences for all sorts of things. And just one last one, and I'll tag this one, Findhorn Flower Essence. I absolutely love their Sacred Earth Grounding Room Mist. I love it. Now the main scent in that is actually Palo Santo, but that's just great for if I'm, you know, if I enter into work feeling a bit busy and I just think, need to ground the energy, I use that one. So yeah, some great ideas in there for managing stressful situations.